Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of graphing functions and identifying features. This is standard A.3C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 32 of the 2022 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got 4 different graphs here. We simply need to find one that best represents this equation right here. And you know what? That's not really an equation we're very familiar with because we've got this x plus 3 that needs to be distributed out. But if I can find these 3 things, if I can find my slope, if I could find my x-intercept, and then if I can find my y-intercept, those 3 things are going to be able to help me identify visually which of these graphs looks like it matches. And you know what? That is not readily available yet, but if I can get this equation into slope-intercept form, if I can make it look like y equals mx plus b, it looks like they've already done the hard work, right? We've already isolated y. So if I could just distribute out this negative 4 and then simplify like terms, we should be able to get into our slope-intercept form. So let's see what we've got here. So y equals negative 4x plus 3 minus 2. So let's distribute this out. It's going to be y equals negative 4x. And then that's going to be negative 4 times positive 3, that's minus 12. And then I've still got that minus 2. So if I simplify those two like terms, those two constants, it's going to be negative 4x minus 14. All right, so I already know 2 of my 3 because when I'm talking about my slope-intercept form, this m right here, remember that m is my slope. All right, so my slope is negative 4. That's the rise over run. That's the change in y over the change in x. This b, remember that one of the reasons why this is such a helpful form is our y-intercept. So this is where the line crosses the y-axis at negative 14. Well, that's problematic simply because our lines or our graphs only go down to, negative 7 is numbered, but you can tell where negative 8 is. Negative 14 is below that, so that's not going to help. So that's why we need that x-intercept. Now, before we find the x-intercept, I can already eliminate 2 different answers. I can eliminate your f and g. Now, let me tell you why. Because, look, it's not a vertical line, but it's a very steep line. But this line on f and g is going up from left to right. That means it's a positive slope. This is going up from left to right. That's a positive slope. These two are going down from left to right. Steep down, but it's going down from left to right, which means those are negative slopes. So my slope of negative 4 is only possible for h and j. The only way for me to tell the actual answer is I need to find that x-intercept. So what is that x-intercept? Well, the x-intercept is where it crosses, the line crosses the x-axis. And so it's got a coordinate here of, I need my x, it's got a y value of 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my y to 0. And this is actually also called the 0, because you're wondering what happens when my f of x, what's the value of f of x is 0 here? What x value gets you that? So 0 equals negative 4x minus 14. We're going to solve for x now. Let's add 14 to both sides. So I got 14 equals negative 4x. Divide both sides by negative 4. Okay, so you're going to get x equals negative 7/2 is what it looks like. So negative 3.5. And so I've got, that's about negative 3.5 right there. That's negative 2.5. So see how close that is. But my x-intercept is negative 3.5. So my answer is H.